वेलकम बैक वंस अगेन। आज हम अपने इस वीडियो में करेंगे क्लास 7th इंग्लिश द इंग्लिश चैनल बुक का चैप्टर नंबर 5 रेन रेन गो अवे के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स। इसका एक्सप्लेनेशन का लिंक आपको दो पार्ट में मिलेगा और दोनों ही पार्ट के लिंक आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएंगे। इस वीडियो में हम सोल्यूशन देखेंगे, तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। रीड एंड अंडरस्टैंड। क्वेश्चन नंबर ए, स्टेट वेदर दीज स्टेटमेंट्स आर ट्रू और फॉल्स। First one, Mrs. Sacro was a writer. False. Second, Lillian visited Mrs. Sacro twice. False. 3. George was not interested in listening about the Sacros. True. Fourth one, Lillian used to excuse that her husband was a writer to persuade the Sacros to accompany them for an outing. False. 5 number, Mrs. Sacro's house was extremely clean. Yes, it's true. Sixth, the Sacros were actually from Alabama and not from Arizona. False. Question number B. Read these sentences and answer the questions with reference to the context. First one, she is always looking at the sky. I have seen her do it 100 times and she's never been out when it's the least bit cloudy. Question number A. Who is the speaker and who is she? Answer. The speaker is Lillian Wright and she refers to Mrs. Sacro. Question number B. Why is she looking at the sky? Answer. Mrs. Sacro is looking at the sky because she seems obsessed with it. Question number C. What does this observation tell us about the character of the person who is talking? Answer. This observation suggests that Mrs. Sacro's behavior is peculiar and possibly indicative of her character traits, such as being detached or preoccupied. Second one. Oh, said George. He's seen it. Once gets you 50, he will want to go home. Question number A. Who is George speaking about? Answer. George is speaking about Mr. Sacro. Question number B. Explain the phrase one gets you 50. Answer. The phrase one gets you 50 means there is a high likelihood or certainty. Question number C. Why would he want to go home? Answer. He would want to go home because he has seen something concerning in the sky, likely indicating bad weather approaching. Question number C. Answer these questions briefly. First question. How did Lillian describe Mrs. Sacro's house? Answer. Lillian described Mrs. Sacro's house as extremely clean and hospital sanitary. Question number 2. Why did Lillian term Mrs. Sacro's house as hospital sanitary? Answer. Lillian termed Mrs. Sacro's house as hospital sanitary because it was exceptionally clean and tidy, even to the point of pouring water carefully to avoid any mess. Question number 3. What did George mean when he said, if they haven't had a dozen apiece? Answer. George meant that if the Sacros had not already consumed a large amount of cotton candy, he would be surprised because of their evident fondness for it. Question number 4. What was Lillian's and George's reaction at the end of the story and why? Answer. At the end of the story, Lillian and George were shocked and horrified by the sudden transformation of the Sacros into piles of sticky wet heaps, as if made of sugar. Their reaction were likely due to the surreal and unexpected nature of the event. Question number D. Think and write the answers to these questions. Question number 1. Lillian's interest in her neighbors throughout the story is discomforting. Do you think that her actions were right? Answer. The class could discuss whether Lillian's actions were appropriate or intrusive. They could consider her motivation, such as curiosity or neighborly concern, and whether her persistence in getting to know the Sacros crossed any boundaries. Question number 2. Did the story tickle your imagination? Have you ever thought of cotton candy people? What kind of brains would they have? Answer. The class could explore their imagination regarding cotton candy people and speculate to their possible characteristics, behavior, and lifestyles. They could also discuss the implication of such fantastical beings exciting in the real world. Question number 3. Complete the table with the relationship between characters, their actions, and consequence. One has been done for you.
पसंद आया हो तो लाइक करें, शेयर करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें।